How you doing? Another day, another stream. A couple of minutes late. So I had to, I don't really have a good excuse. I was just catching up on a few manhwa updates. But here I am. So the task for today, I believe, as I said before, was making foliage. I did some intensive research yesterday, gathering reference, and by that I mean I downloaded a Wii U emulator and played Wind Waker HD for a couple hours. Took some screenshots, but mostly just played the game. But yeah, so we're gonna make some plants. Let's see. Gonna be making some small little flower type things like this. Probably a similar type of grass, but not quite so tall. It'll have to be a little shorter since this ain't like, Zelda cutting grass. This is just floor decoration grass. And then I was thinking, I also saw this picture, which gave me the idea of like maybe doing this kind of like hangy thing sort of around the edge of this, which I think might solve the issue of this like sort of ugly, like sharp transition between the top, which gets sunlight, and the underside, which doesn't, so it just looks like a seam when it's not. So I think I will do just that, and that's easy enough. I can just go into Blender, extrude a little skirt from this, and then export that as a separate model, so I don't have to worry about it messing with this. So let's go ahead and do just that, I guess. It'll be a little awkward for these parts, though, that don't quite curve inward as much, but I think it'll still work. I think it'll still work. Okay, then... Yeah, let's do that first. That's a pretty easy thing to do. So we're gonna go File, Open Recent, Map 1, turn on the islands. Right, their materials are gonna be all scuffed because I, moved things into Map 1, Textures, Map 1. I guess it won't work no matter what since I... Well, no, that should be fine actually. Let me just... Let's see, do I still have a... Okay, no, I didn't keep an individual texture. Well, that's fine, honestly. We'll just do... top base. Oh wait, no, this needs to be underside, rock, texture, and then top can be textures, top base text there. That roughly gets the right effect. And then river, text, great. It's good enough. Okay, so now what we want to do is this. I want to take this edge all the way around here. Extrude. Oop. Scale out slightly. Move it down slightly. Come on, lock into... There we go. Alright, now move it down slightly. In fact, maybe I just want to move it down slightly without extruding it outwards. And then I can just go around and... Oh, whoops. Okay, I want to get this part too. Bring it down. up these parts here. Well, that little bit's going to be kind of scuffy no matter what, but that's okay. Okay, good. And then we do the same thing here. Great. Okay. And the rest should be even easier since they don't have any of these riverbed things to worry about. Is that all of them? Looks like it. Okay, good. Now, I just need to face L, 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 and then go separate by selection. And this is island hanging foliage. Okay, good. So now, let's just go edge here, UV, mark seam. Just take the outermost edge as a seam for all of them, since that's the least likely to be seen. In fact, you know what? The giant island should probably have two seams. It is, in fact, a giant island. This thing is much longer than the others. Okay. Now, we'll go to UV editing, select all, UV, unwrap. And then, they are a bit long. And then there's these nonsenses. Okay, so let's do this. horizontally. Okay. Now I want them all to be of approximately the same thickness. So, I'm going to take this, turn on snapping, put this here. Okay. What happened? What's this? Oh, whoops. There we go. What the hell is that? Alright, let's do align horizontally. Alright, that should be good. Now then, I believe I want to... You know what, let's do it like this then. Let's take... Turn off snapping. Actually, turn on snapping. I kind of do want them all stacked up, but rather than that, actually first. Do I want them stacked? Basically, I was thinking to just make a line along the texture and then stack them like that, but it's not the best use of texture. Yeah, it's probably fine. You know what? It's not going to be that big a deal. Okay. So the plan is... Jeez, what the hell? Snapping does not make sense sometimes. Alright, so what if I turn on snapping and then just move them horizontally? Stack them all up. Then select them all. Turn off grid snapping. Put them there. Alright, now how can I scale them from my pivot point instead? Is there like a tool settings? Active no. That's interesting, but not what I was looking for. Looks like I wanted to try and scale them from here. Guess I can't though. Well, you know what? I'm not too worried about there being some seams, so I'm just gonna kind of say, fuck it. But you know what? Maybe I want these to be a bit longer. These are kind of short. Let's do something like this. Okay, let's go like that. And that way I can do something like that. So what the hell? What's with that nonsense? I don't know how that came about. Okay, also, come to think of it, I didn't even check if these are in the same orientation. Guess I'll just have to swing it and see if anything's upside down. Alright, so we're going to take this, UV, export UV layout, and we're going to go in islands. I guess it would just be textures because this is the base. Alright, this is island hanging foliage underscore UV. I want this to be... Let's make this 4096. This is a big thing going all the way around the whole thing. If that ends up being too big, I can always scale it down. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I just need like a jaggy line going all the way up this. I wonder if I could get away with like doing something like, I have an idea. I'm gonna try something first. So straight up the middle. And then we're gonna go effects, distort, dense. Not quite that hard though. Scale like this, turbulence. Alright, so we want it big scale. I don't think there's any way this is gonna turn out a way I'd like. Yeah, no. That's not gonna look good no matter what I do. I'll just have to hand draw it. Drawing tablet, go! Okay. So we'll put this over here. Zoom out. Okay. Let me pull my reference back up. Put that over here. Alrighty, so with that kind of jaggy. Some parts of that don't look quite good, but that's fine. This is just anyway placeholder for now to see if this works. There's a bunch of shit on my desk where my drawing tablet's supposed to go, always. Okay, put Alright, so. Huh? Why? Why is that going over? Pretty sure I drew this all as a solid line. Oh, never mind. Alrighty. Whoops. Alright, so let's make all this. Actually, probably want it to be this color. Okay. And then I want to go duplicate, effect, object, feather. Wait, hold on. I want to make this a slightly lighter green first. Okay. And then effect, color, quantize. That looks good. And then I want to take the lightest green, duplicate, fill, effects, color, quantize, effects, object, feather object, feather it big. Effect, color, quantize. Okay, that'll do for now. Flatten, save, text, save. Alright, so now we take this material, we add material, this is island hanging foliage matte, image texture, boom. Alright, is any of it upside? Yep, parts of it are upside down. A few parts of it for that matter. Alright, so let's take this. All of this. Okay, go back to UV editing. Flip it 180. Good. I guess I can just press L on any upside down parts like that. Okay. 180. Great. Okay, and then alpha. There we go. It's like something's missing here. Okay, alpha, we want image texture. Open textures. Foliage. No? Is that wrong? Okay. Right, it's just the issue that this isn't transparent. How do I change that again in this? Blend mode. Alpha clip. No. Well, you know what? Rather than looking at it in here anyways, let's just file. Yeah, if this is part of the islands, then actually I should first and foremost child it under the islands. Control P, keep transform. Alright. Or rather, actually. So boom, bam. Oh, but if I export as the same one, then yeah, never mind. Let's just make this its own thing. File, export, FBX, geometry, face, selected, map 1, hanging, foliage. Export. Then we go here, map base, import, hanging foliage. Okay. And then we need another material. Map 1, hanging, foliage, and inst. Oh, come on. Save all. Fix up redirectors. Alright, now can I move this? Yes. This takes this and then no normal. Oh right, if it needs to be transparent, it can't be that. So actually... Oh, also that was the wrong thing anyways. Alright, so I want one of these. And we will call this one hanging foliage minst. Okay, and then we go this. Save. Then we go this. This. Huh? Alright, what if we do this? Alpha map. Requires texture 2D. What? Huh? Am I crazy? Why is it just... Oh no, it's not invisible. It's... Yeah, okay. It should exist then. Oh, because it didn't... Oh, whoops. I put that on the river. Stupid. Alright, well, let's redo everything. Give this back its river mat. I don't know why that was even open. Alright, you. Hanging foliage. There we go. That was the end goal of all that. Okay. Then we want to go put this in the world under map 1. Location should be 0, 0, 0, scale 1, 1, 1. And there we go. Except that it's transparent. This shouldn't be transparent. This should be full alpha. Okay, why? Hold on. I might know why. Tint. No, it's not tinted. Okay. Oh, you know what? What if I do this? Can I go to project, materials, let me open my texture opaque. Okay, it's already masked. The opacity mask comes from a dissolve texture though. Oh, so I don't have any. Okay, well wait, we can just do this. So this is our end diffuse, and then we take this here and multiply it by that. So now, if I go here, map base here. Okay, take this, rename, delete, force delete. And then I give it this, none of this. Yeah, there we go. Save. This. Save. There we go. Cool, great. Now it's all working except for here. So yeah, as expected, this has some clipping issues, but that's fine. I meant to fix those from the start. Okay. Point is, though, the whole thing's working. So now is what I wanted to do, which is to make the top part of each come out slightly. Which should resolve any clipping issues. I'll probably have to go fine-tune some of it on that center island, because the extreme shapes will likely throw some parts off. Yeah, as expected. So this one right here was the biggest problem child. Re-import. Boom. Solved. What the hell? Oh. Collision. No collision. There we go. Alright, great. Now I just need to make those hangy bits like a lot smaller. Like a lot smaller. Which is an easy enough fix. I just go here. I will take the entire thing. In fact, give me my UVs back just so I can see them. Merge these. Okay, boom. Bam. So, I do like how far they hang for the most part. So what if I just do something like this? And then this. Re-import with new file. Better. But still a bit big and noticeable. So once more with feeling. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay. Now, what if I say take just this part you know what? Yeah, we'll leave it like this for now. I can think of ways to improve that later. You know what? Lighting, fog. Curious how this looks without fog now. Okay. The edges are a bit scratchy like that. I wonder what's up with that. Alright, most importantly, yeah, I want to do this. So let's take this, make, what? Oh, is there something selected? Yeah. Oh, what the hell happened there? Oh well. Okay. There we go. Alright. Trust me, there was a reason for all that. That reason being, I now want to take this all the way from here and all the way up to there. And I want to do this. Cut. Paste it here just in case I still need it. But most importantly, I want to say this, and then copy, effects, fill from clipboard. Huh? I said copy, effects, fill from clipboard. Oh, tiling was off, duh. Alright, tiling, no mirroring. We're gonna go zoom 2. In fact, actually, we're gonna zoom like 20. Oh no, it's the opposite of what I want. Shit. Alright, well first I can just go here. I need to check what the tiling is set to. 25. So 0.04 zoom. Okay. That doesn't quite work at this resolution as expected. Alright, well then, effects, object, I don't know, fill from clipboard. We'll go 0.25. I think that's the smallest I can get away with it still being recognizably patterned. So that way, yeah, it's not quite such a janky transition from there. Perfect. And then, actually, I think I want to do something like this. I want to just fill the whole thing. And then I want to go here, delete, and then I want to go here. So I still want the pattern, I just want it to darken at the edges. There we go. That's looking much better. Now it looks like I almost somewhat know what I'm doing. Except there's some weird spots like here where the shading just decides it wants to throw itself for a loop, but I don't think there's really much I can do about that. Point being, it's there, it works, it looks good, I'm satisfied, even if it's not perfect. Huh? Wait a second, what the hell happened there? Oh, those normals are backwards. Let's see, where's that? It is here. Face orientation. Yeah. Flip. 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 Oops. Flip. Is that all of them? No more red? No more red. Okay. Re-import. There we go. I like it. Alright, find a good spot for a screenshot. Ideally one that doesn't have a weird texture seam, or a normal seam that makes it super obvious. Nice. Okay. Then, now back to what I was actually originally planning on doing today, which was the general foliage. So, first things first, to Blender. I'm gonna make a new general, save. Alright, I'm gonna save this as new folder, foliage. Alright, let's pull up my references. Foliage, low res. Okay, so first things first, I want to make a little flower looking thing like this. So I can keep this here, and then, alright. So I need a add mesh cube. Dissolve edge. Alright, there we go. Triangle stem. Save as much geometry as we can. Alright, so let's do something like... I'm going to make a single flower version and a double flower version. So I'll do the single flower version first. So I want slightly like that, like this. Now I want to go how do I want to do this? I want it to be a 4-leafed flower. know what? Maybe I do just make it 3 leaves. Who's gonna stop me? Alright, so something like this, this, this. And then I just want them each to have one little cut. Big flower. That looks pretty good. Alright, and then we need some leaves below. I can just... Great. That's looking flowery. Okay, and then we go... You know what? I think I want that middle to be bigger, so I'm gonna make one little loop cut here. Just so that I can then make this a bit bigger. Okay. Great. Then UV editing. I want this all up here to be one face, and I want it to be separate from this. You know, that's pretty easy enough to do. Alright, this. We can delete that face. Come to think of it, honestly, this doesn't have to be attached. I don't know why I was acting like it did. Yeah, there, it's that simple. Now, does that have a face in it? No, it doesn't. Good. Great. Okay, so edge, UV, mark seam, and that's kind of it. The rest is just UV, unwrap. There we go. Alright, so we've got leaves, flower. Stem. Just like that. It's that simple. So now we're going to go UV, export UV layout. And this is flower 1. Boom. 128 is probably enough for this. This is tiny. Okay. Then boom, bam. Foliage. Flower 1. Okay. So let's go ahead and do... let's put this over here. Put these back over here. UV. Base. White. Green. Let's pull that one away. Oops. Right. Okay. Now here, I want to do something like this. I want to take like this gold color, and then I want to kind of do something like this. So I want like a little blob of this in the middle. And then I want... Alright, so this, let's put it like that. And then we're gonna duplicate and go kind of like whee. Oh right, this whole thing wasn't supposed to be filled to begin with. This is supposed to have some transparency to it. Well, that's fine. I can just take this eraser, go to the base, and then just get some nice flower shape going. Okay, something like that. Delete. For that matter, let's also just delete these leaf parts and draw in the leaves myself. The only part that needs to be solid green is the stem. Okay. So now for what I want to do with this, I want to say effects, object, feather. Cancel. That should be full. Now. Alright, now effects, feather object. Effects. You know what? Actually, yeah, alright, feather that, and then this, effects, object, feather, but by less. Okay. And then I want to go blurs, Gaussian blur. And then effects, repeat Gaussian blur. Now, I'm going to merge down, and say, no, actually, rather than merging those, this should stay separate. So, first we'll do this. We're going to say duplicate 150, 150, effects, color, quantize. So we'll take that, then effect, color, quantize. We'll take that, and then this, we're going to do the same thing. So these also go 150, 150, and then effects, color, quantize. Well, let's just see how that looks. Might look a bit eggy. I think I want to make this a bit more of a subtle color, which, you know, that's easy enough to do. I can just do this. Merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down, and then fade it. Like that. That's better. Okay. Now for leaves. I don't actually know which way the leaves go. Okay, so they all face the same way. The top is the inside. Great. Convenient. Okay. So then something like that. Okay. Then I want to select them all. Go for a slightly lighter shade. Do a little something like that. Okay. Let's just see how this looks. Flower 1 text. Materials. Flower 1 matte. Image texture. Flower 1 text. Not bad. Alright. I gotta remember how the hell this is supposed to be. Here, you know what? Let's do shading. Alright, so flower 1 text. Just take this alpha, plug it into alpha. There. That's one way to do it, right? Yes. But this still has no thing. Alpha clip? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, boom. We got us a little flower. Cute. Cute as. Bit pixely, but that's fine. It's tiny. Love it. Okay. Then file. Alright, yeah, I'll call this flower 1. I am curious to see how it looks in Engine. I'm going to export it even though technically there's more to export still later. Alright, FBX, map 1, foliage, foliage.fbx, geometry, face, selected objects, export, Unreal, map 1, new folder, foliage, import, foliage, FBX, import. Damn it. How does that happen? Heck yeah. We got us a little flower. And then in world, it looks like that. That looks good. Oh, I like it. Why does it have bricks UV? Hold on. Let's turn that off. No normal map. There we go. Yeah, little flower. That came out very well. But you know what? It needs shade smooth. Yeah, there we go. That's even better. Oh, I love it. Okay. There's a flower. You know what? I might take these and just like move them closer in. Let's just take you, hide, just so I can see what I'm doing. Just so that they don't look quite as floating. Also, I can vary their heights a bit. Yeah, that's better. I wonder if there's a way I can turn off backface culling on it specifically. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're never gonna be... I guess technically, yeah. At this angle, you are looking at it from underneath. Let's see. That would probably be a shader thing, though. Let's see. Unreal. Well, nah, it's fine. This is a small enough thing. It's never gonna matter. May as well save the extra performance. Who knows how many of these tiny little flowers there will be. my screenshots. Alright, next up, some grass. Okay, going for that kind of grass, but... Alright, there we go. Yes, I'm going for this kind of look, but shorter. So how does this work? I guess it's just got a couple of... faces. Okay, like flat double-sided faces or what? Let me see if I can... Let's see. How do I go about accomplishing this? You know what? That's one thing I want to do. I want to take a look at it from a higher angle. But my save file is already in an area with no grass, I think. Well, I bet you I could find some grass. Alright, let's real quick just go to here, here, here. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Let's do some research. Pause the music just so I don't get overlapped music. You know what? Input settings, are we good? Yeah. Tools. Alright, let's try restarting. Why are you not detecting my buttons? Input settings. It's totally not. Maybe I need to plug this controller in. I don't know why I restart it every time I try that. Although sometimes it just doesn't detect it if it's newly plugged in. What the heck? I was playing this yesterday and it worked. Maybe I need Windows. Let's try with this. What the hell is this? What is this down here? Oh, it was that. Oh, you know what? Is this eating the controller? Is that somehow what was causing it? Because I definitely didn't have that open yesterday when I was playing it. Yeah, PS5 controller. Oh no, that's just the profile. That's not actually... Okay, well, let's try it with this. Tools, options, input. What the hell? Controller, why are you cringe? I just want to take screenshots of some damn grass. This worked perfectly yesterday, and now it won't work no matter what I do? I hate technology. It sucks. Technology's dumb. Whatever. I give up. I'll just wing this. Okay. Pictures, ref, foliage, food. Get my grass screenshots back. You know, this is a little more top view. But still not. I don't know why I just didn't think to take a top view. Oh, what the? Whatever. I think it's mostly flat. Flat things. I mean, I can see there's a little bit of like stuff going on, so I think I just need to have a couple crisscrossed faces and whatnot. So let's do something like add mesh plane. Something like this. Just a couple like these things overlapping, maybe. No idea if this will work well at all, but I'm gonna give it a go. Alright, one more then, and I want to take this, go here from 3D cursor, rotate it this way. Let's just try it. It's crazy, but let's try it. Okay, so UV editing, a UV unwrap. Okay. Great. UV export UV layout. There's going to be a lot of it, so I don't want it to be super noticeably pixely. Although ironically, being a lot of it, surely that means I should want it to have a lower res texture. Well, no, this is fine, because this has a lot more detail going on than just that little flower. Or at least a lot more big detail. So this is grass UV. Export. Grass. Layout. Okay. Grass UV. For now, let's just do a quick test to see what it looks like if I just I'll just draw it here real quick. Let's just see how this looks. For now, I'll just fill it solid. Eventually, I'll detail it and it'll look better. But this is just to test if this. Oh, wait. I did a dumb. Wrong layer. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying. All this is just to see if the idea works. Grass mat. Image texture. Grass text. Alpha. Image texture. Grass text. Alpha clip. Yeah, that's still a bit too noticeable. Although actually, part of that is to do with backface culling being not on. So let me just, out of curiosity, see what this looks like if I file export FBX. Just send it as grass. And eventually I'll export them all together and re-import them properly. It's actually way worse with the backface culling on. How do I accomplish this kind of grass? I guess I need to have like a consistent geometry then. Alright, let's do something then. I've got some ideas. So first and foremost, so I need like a center bit like this. Put this over here. Merge those. Wait, whoops. Okay. Oh, right, because I forgot I still have this set to that bounding box center. There we go. Alright. So something like this. Yeah, okay, this is some progress. Then I need like a center. The center has some stalks sticking out as well. But you know what? I don't think these should have ever been merged. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put these here just so I can see them individually. So I want this sort of here, this here, and this here, then this straight out from that, straight out from that. Yeah, and I think I want to bring all of this, shrink that a bit. So this needs to be more of like, man, getting this shape right is hard. Triangle. You know, put this one on the line. That makes that easy to line up. So then this. I think that's close to right. Oh, except, come to think of it, this should actually be facing outward. That's what was so confusing. That one was inward. Okay. Yeah. That's good. And then do I just do like a smaller offset version of this in the middle? So something like duplicate, scale inward, offset like this, and then just taller a bit. Let's go 3D cursor. Alright, so taller a bit. Does this work? Is that an idea or is that bad? Now, you know what? Rather than offsetting it, I think just go 3D cursor, scale it down, scale it like this, scale it up. Yeah, something like that. That's starting to look like a grassy type thing. Yeah, now as long as I make these edges line up, I think this will look pretty good. Okay. Alright, let's give that a go now to texture it properly. So UV editing, let us go take this edge, UV, mark seam, and then also mark seam. Okay. Then UV unwrap. Now the question is, do I square these or do I need to leave them distorted for it to look good? I think I'll square them. That's fine. Then I can just draw these straight and they'll get this little bit of sticking out distortion on their own. So then... there we go, like that. Okay. Okay. Get as much width squeezed in there as I can. And then this can go here. Great. Now UV, export UV layouts, 256, grass. UV. Alright, and then I'll just take whichever one of these looks the nicest and use it as the reference. You know what? No, I'll just start over on them all. Okay, so each of these is a side, which means they need to line up on the edges here. So let's do something like this first. Let me pull my reference back up. Okay, so it looks like the edges get a bit shorter and then match up. And the middle one is bigger. So, and they each have about 3, but some little shticks. Okay, got the vibe. So this one, let's go one big center stalk. And then, oh, you know what? I need a guideline real quick, just so I can make sure this lines up on the outside. So let's go like here. Okay. Alright, back to it. So then let's do something like that. And then on here we want something like that. Okay, and then here as well. Let's make one that crosses the gap. And then here we're gonna go shoop, shoop. Okay. Oops. That's a pretty good one. I like that curve. Okay. All right. Then now what if I take this, not that, duplicate it. So then here you can be lighter colored. And then here you do something like that to start with, and let's just see how that looks. Oops. Okay, here, grass text. Oh, that's already big progress. That's already looking much better. Once I get that inner bit going, I think that'll look pretty nice. Okay. Then for the inner bit, you know what? Maybe actually, rather than this, I think I have a better idea of how I want this inner bit to look. First and foremost, we can save some geometry. I think I can just dissolve these edges. Then I think I want to take this and I kind of want it to look like we'll just take this edge, bring it like in line with that. Take this edge, bring it in line with that. This edge, bring it in line with that. This also lets me see just how out of whack this all is. I want this to be a more normal triangle like this. Give the shape a bit more sensical. Okay. And then bring this, we'll say like to the halfway point on these horizontally. No, rather than that, I want it so they're pretty much in line with that. That's good. That one's already good. There we go. Okay. Come to think of it, this one needs to come in a little bit. And then this one as well. Okay. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay. UV. There we go. Mostly the same. Alright, so now we pull this back up, we go back to here. So I think in general I want each of these to be one big stock. So I need another guideline for a connecting point, and I think I want that to be kind of like here. Honestly, these don't even super need to have a connecting point. But in fact, I'm pretty sure they just flat out don't need to have a connecting point, but whatever. Okay. So then we're gonna go like that. Oops. Undo. Too far. Okay. Something like that. There we go. That's kind of unsightly. Okay, you know what? I think there's a solution to that, which is I just need to re-morph this. Yeah. Or rather, UV editing, so that's this one. The issue with it is that it's just comes into flat like that. Why does that happen? Why does it get squished and warped like that? Right, what if I unwarp that first and foremost, and I can really see why it does that. So it's this face, I think. It's backwards. Yeah, it's the face that doesn't have the little flat chunk. So this is like a complete curve, yet somehow here it becomes like flat. I mean, looking at it, these things are super stretched. So I do think maybe I need to re-unfold those faces. I think that's what it is. I didn't re-unfold those faces after I... Yeah. Okay. Guess that makes sense, huh? The problem is I can't really scale this down too... Well, I could put it like here. Just make use of the... Or no, actually, if it overlaps that, then it'd be visible on that. So it's the best I can do is like this. Well, so be it. UV, export, UV layout. Grass UV. Okay. So then something more like something like that, I guess. Whoops. That's fine, just delete that, whatever. Okay. Although I don't know how that's gonna look. That might be jank. Oh, this is better at the very least. Alright, where's that part where it wraps around? Oh, like here? Oh yeah, that looks fine. I don't hate that at all. Great. Now let's see how this looks in Engine. By golly, that looks like some grass. It's big. Too big. Yeah, now I just need it to color match the ground. So that's easy enough. We just open this. Alright, so then we take the dark color and then the highlights. Fill highlights and dark color. Oh yeah, that doesn't even look terrible from above. I think it just works out right. Oh, well, now that I look at it, I think there are some face issues. Show face orient. Yeah. You can't fool me. Flip. 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 There we go. Blue's always facing out. Save. X, grass, re-import. Oh, even better. That looks like grass. All right. Now I need to figure out how the Unreal foliage system works. Close all this nonsense. Close this. I still have some more foliage to make as well. Like I want to make some bushes, but I just want to see how this grass looks en masse. Okay. Foliage. How do I add foliages? Like this. So pull this out here. Static mesh. Okay, so cancel. So I want to take this and I want to say. Alright, no. So new foliage. Create static mesh foliage. Project. 3D maps. Map 1. Foliage. Grass. Name. Grass. Foliage. Mesh. Grass. Save. Oh my god. So wait, does that just create them as like... Oh no, it's just a foliage actor. Okay. So yeah, that does it without creating just a shit ton of unnecessary foliage. Ooh, but they're all way too big and way too sparse. Okay, so let's see. Static mesh foliage. Does this have like settings? Like, can I control the scale? Advanced? No. Max, let's say 35. Advanced, no. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any way I can control the scale in there. So what if I go into the grass static mesh? Is there like a scale option? Scale applied? Does that work? No, that does not. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can just do it here in the brush somehow. Alright, paint density. Let's go like 0.8. 9. I want it really dense. Brush size 256. Alright, let me see. Change size of foliage. Unreal. Scale options. Foliage paint tool. So you say. I don't see it. Unless it's like hidden? No. Settings? No. Y'all lying to me? I mean, this is the older Unreal, but like I doubt they would have removed the option. Second. Oh. Clamp the scale in the foliage tool. Yeah, I mean, like, I see... Like, there's this screenshot of the old version that clearly has a scale thing, but here, there's nothing. It's just... nothing. It would be weird if they removed that, but I just don't see nothing. Maybe I have to, oh, there we go. Never mind. Figured it out. I just had to individually select that specific foliage and do it here. I didn't realize that was like a selectable thing that gave me more options. Okay, so minimum, let's say 0.3, and then maximum 0.5. Yeah, that looks a bit better, though. How dense do I have to make this for it to look good? That's the problem with stuff like this. I never know what kind of density I should be going with. Oh, I see. This has its own density thing. Cool. Alright. Then I guess this is just like a multiplier. Yeah, okay. This is a multiplier from the foliage's type of density. Got it. So like I never know how much is too much versus how much is not enough. It's like I could go like 800 and then, you know, and then it's just gonna be fucking foliage city, but like, is that gonna start hitting performance if I paint it across the whole map like this? I never really know. I mean, like, I kept these things as low poly as possible, but that's still gonna add up, surely. I've never really been able to wrap my head around what's acceptable for performance and what's not. Also, it kind of looks messy. I wonder if there's anything to clean that up. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go crazy, paint the whole thing, see if it causes an issue. If not, great. If it does, I'll figure something else out. You know what? Yeah, okay, we'll do it like this. How does this look? Is this ugly? It's kind of ugly too, is the problem, like doing it like this. Also, why are these so dark? I guess just because I'm facing the shadow, yeah, because they should be the same color as the ground below them. Should I make these like unlit? Is that a thing? Probably not. That would look weird, but like, this doesn't look good. I've never really been much of an artist, so I don't really have an eye for this kind of thing. What do I do to make these look better? Oh, I can affect their shading to a degree. Can cull distance. Alright, let's not make these shadow, because that sounds like it's going to have an effect on performance. Alright, just don't cast shadow at all. Super dense. You know what? What if I just make them really small and they're just effectively supposed to be little bits of added detail rather than the grass itself? Let's try like 0.1, 0.2. Just some small grass. You know what? I think I do like that. I do want them to be small. I don't want them to be super sticking out and noticeable and jarring. So then how does it look if I just paint this whole place? And then I'll just erase it off the paths and that little bit of the bridge where I just accidentally painted it. Okay, and then erase, get out of there. Alright, let's do smaller erase. Now that's still just ugly. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Luliet. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to get grass to look good. It's not going super well so far. I wonder if I need to like make these higher res so they're less jaggy and aliased. Would that help? That might help. I don't know. This game, it's eventually gonna be like a third-person shooter kind of survivathon thing. You know, the enemies spawn, you shoot the enemies, you level up, you get the upgrades, that kind of a thing, that kind of a game. And right now I'm just in art direction hell trying to figure out how to make this game look good. Which is a problem because I'm not good at making things look good. Erase. Well, you know what? I'm just going to keep making the foliage for now, and then I'll figure out the actual placement of the foliage and how to make that look good when I'm not streaming and can just kind of grind my head against it. So let's see. Let's just erase what's placed for now. Get all this out of here. There's no leftover stuff that I missed. Okay. So I also wanted to make a big old bush. I'm gonna do that now. Okay. Oop. Let's see. Add mesh plane. Am I in like? Is this just me or am I in like an orthographic view? Yes, I am. How did I get an orthographic? How do I change that? How did I become orthographic? Oh, there we go. Okay. Fixed. Alright, so bush. This will be... Alright, here we go. So I am going to kind of aim for this sort of kind of bush. So I just need to make a couple layers of planes and then put a couple leafy bits on them. So, how do I want to go about that? Alright, let's do something like... Alright, put this over here. Give it like a cut. Make that round. up a bit. Then let's go ahead and do something like this. Just make a few layers. And you know what? I think I want them to be a bit deeper, so we're going to go top like this. Okay, and I think, you know what? I think I want them to be a bit rounder, so I might even go, well, no, this should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to go like this, and then alright, so we'll go one more down. And then two more up. And then I'm going to scale some of these. Whoa. Don't know what the hell just happened there. Yeah. Okay. And bring them closer together. Try and get like a vaguely uniform scale between them. Okay, and then I want to take these and just kind of rotate them all randomly. I'm basically going to make all of these share UV space. That way I can just draw one little batch of leaves, and then they'll all have them rotated differently. Cool. UV editing, UV unwrap. I probably should have unwrapped it while they were all still placed and scaled the same. Then these would have been the same by default. Oh well, whoopsie. I'll just have to do it manually. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, we'll go UV, export, layout. This can be 1024. This will be bush UV export. Also, this can be called bush. Okay. So now I just need to decide my leaf shape. Let's do something like, what pre-existing shapes do we have? Nothing I like. Okay. Let's start with a pentagon. And then from there, I think I want to go something like, that's just going to look like a star. Rather than pentagon, let's go with the hexagon. Okay. Alright, something like that. Then let's go Effects, Object, Outline Object. Don't anti-alias. Okay. Fill that with a slightly brighter edge. Then this, but a bit darker. Let's put it over here so I can just draw it. Okay. Good, that looks sufficiently scuffed. Okay. Now, put one here. Now it's time to just place a bunch of these suckers. But I don't want any of them overlapping, since they're going to do enough overlapping in the actual mesh, I think. Let's try something like that. Bush text. Okay. This is bush. Image texture. Bush text. Alpha. Image texture. Bush text. Alpha clip. Alright, well it's close, but it's a little bit messy. I think I do need them to be a bit more pressed together and overlapped. Okay. Let's just get back to when there was one. Make it a bit bigger. Let me pull this back up. Okay. You know what, rather than that, I don't know why I'm trying so hard to make sure they don't overlap. Overlapping is fine. You know what, let's make these not quite so uniformly overlapping in the same layers. Okay. And then let's put this one back on top. Alright, let's try it like this. There we go. That's starting to look like a bush. Now I just need to make these edges a bit less thick now that I think about it. Blurs. Gaussian blur. Okay, something like that. It's a bit better. Alright. Now I just need to add something kind of like going up the middle. Or maybe I just need to bring these closer together. No. I don't know. Yeah, let's try making them closer together. Oops. Or come to think of it, they're like flattening out like this because they're lacking in geometry. Maybe I should have just given them each an edge loop in the middle. Now it would be kind of harder to do that, though. Now it would be a lot harder to do that. You know what, let's just try it. It's not going to be fun, but I could do it. Alright, let's do it like this then. Oh, you know what? Actually, what if I just did it like that? That makes more sense, because then these are all triangles. Okay. Hide. Hide. Alrighty. That already does look quite a bit better. So then now, I think I want to add something in the middle that's just... Well, actually, you know what? This only looks like this because there's no shading in the middle. I doubt the player's ever going to be looking up into a bush like this. So that's probably fine. But I do need a stem. So we're going to add mesh right here. All right, then we're going to add cube. Faces, this face, and this face delete. Okay, great. And edge, UV, mark seam. Wait, what? Said edge, UV, mark seam. There we go. Okay. Actually, let's just select this. Go to UV editing. UV unwrap. Great. And then A. So now we take this whole thing. This can be tiny because it's basically irrelevant. UV export UV layout. Bush UV. Okay, this, let's get like vaguely wood colored. And then we'll just get like some brighter streaks there. Line size 2. There we go. Let's see how this looks. File, export, FBX, bush. It's very bright, brightly colored, but it's a bush. It's there. It exists. I don't hate it. Heck yeah. Just needs some color management, and I can adjust that texture as is, because this was just something thrown together to see if this idea works well. I am satisfied. Now the question is, what if I do put it in a spot where you could theoretically see from underneath it? How terrible does that look in such a circumstance? It's not the worst. Oh, it's also floating. I mean, as long as it's like right into the ground, it's kind of chill. Yeah. You know, here's something I kind of want to try out for fun. Although I don't actually, never mind. I was gonna say maybe I could try out putting out some like physics on the edges using like cloth physics, but I don't think you can do that on static meshes. Yeah, no, it's fine. Alright. As for its collision, show its simple collision. That is way too big. We're gonna go sphere, scale, yeah, like that. Its collision technically sticks into the floor a bit like that, but that's fine. There we go. No standing on sphere bush. Oh, okay, yes, standing on sphere bush. You know what? Let's make it even a little bit smaller. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. I like that. Eventually I'll try and add some physicsy bits to it somehow. Figure out a way. Okay. Let's first and foremost make these colors a bit less aggressive. Adjustments, hue, saturation. I just turn down that saturation a bit. That's already better, significantly. There we go. Yeah, I'll draw some proper texture for this eventually, so it won't look quite so thrown together, and then it'll be peachy. Once again, let me just bush. Alrighty, things are coming along, so that can go away. Great. Now what? Do I actually have to start placing things? I don't want to do that. That's the hard part. Let's just make another flower. More flowers never goes amiss. I did name that flower 1 with the intent to make more flower. What's the easiest way to do that? something like, alright, we're gonna duplicate it. Gonna name it flower 2. And then I am just going to loop cut this. Okay. And then for this, I think I want it to look more like fill, fill, fill. Delete. Something like that. So that would have them overlapping. What if I do something like this? Yeah, something like that. Okay. Oops. Let's delete a leaf. You know what? Delete this leaf. Yeah. Okay. UV editing. Ironically, I don't really need to move much of anything. I can just take this, and take both of these since they're the same, make them bigger for more flower geometry. Alright. Now I just draw some kind of nice looking flower thing. UV, export UV layout, flower 2. Alright, so flower 1 text. Actually, here, I can just take this, undo the flatten. Flower 2, copy, paste. Alright, so what color do I want this flower to be? Let's make it, let's go like a blue flower. Maybe like that kind of a thing. That could look nice. I think I want it to be the kind of flower that goes like a little... That's too much. Something like that. Okay, and then let's go something like this. Let's go you like 15 here. Hardness like 24%. Okay. Let's go even less like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then let's go darker in the middle. Let's just see what that looks like. And now that dark spot looks ugly. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay. Flower 2 text. Save. Why is that so small? Should it be? Oh, I didn't get the edge in the geometry. I knew I goofed something. Yep, that's what I goofed. There we go. Fixed, just like that. Also, you get like a little closer like that. That's fine. Okay. So now you, alpha, image texture, flower 2, alpha clip. There we go. second flower created. I like it. Okay. Okay. Also, just for visual sake, let's update this texture. There we go. Alright, so this is what everything's looking like right now. This is all my existing foliage. Alrighty. So bushes. Flowers and grass are going to have to be done through the foliage painting system. Also these go away. Yeah, bushes can be placed manually though. And so they shall be. But before that, I need to figure out how I'm going to do their physicsy nonsense. So I don't want to just slap them around while they're still static meshes. So that's progress. We've got some foliage. Let me just import my new second flower. I never exported it. In fact, for that matter, I want to select all these things and go File, Export, FBX, and this is foliage.fbx. Oh, actually, I need to zero their positions first. Otherwise, Lord knows, everything will go wrong. Okay, so now we can go back to here, select all of this, select you, delete, save. Alright, so delete everything here, force delete. Then I want to import it from this new single foliage FBX. Import. Okay. Then grab a material. Call this bush underscore minst. Turn off the normal. Give it bush text. Save. Alright, then all these materials need to get deleted. Some flower 1, minst, flower 2, minst, grass, minst. Alright, flower 1, flower 1, flower 2, flower 2, grass, grass. Then bush, bush, flower, 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 grass, grass. Save. Okay. There we go. Now everything is imported properly and in a uniform manner. And I've added another flower. Come to think of it, this one, I maybe really should figure out how to disable the backface culling just for that, since this is facing upward. It's totally possible that you can see that like that. So is it just me, or like why is this white like so white when in the original texture it's much more faded? Alright, well let's try something like this. You know what? I actually don't hate it being super bright like that. Yeah, you know what? It can stay. It can stay. I'm cool with that. Alright, close all that for now. Screenshots folder. Here. Let's see. I think I want 3 total flowers. So let's make just 1 more flower. This one, I think I might even be able to get away without changing the UVs by much. I probably should have, now that I think about it, done that before I exported. Well, it's fine. Alright, so hide this, hide this, hide this. So you, we're going to duplicate. And you are flower 3. So I'm just going to take this edge. I'm going to make this kind of like a tulip looking one. So I want to take this. This needs to go here. This needs to go here. And then we get to this angle, same deal. This goes here, and this goes here. Now, this really needs to actually positionally line up with this since it's visible. So something like that. Okay. Great, yeah, just like that. I don't even really need to change the UV. I can just call this flower 3. And then flower 3 matte. We're going to do this. We're going to take this. We're going to go get all that nonsense. make it like a purple pink kind of color. And then the inside. We're gonna fill it with like a brighter nonsense. And then just some kind of darker band. Flower 3. Oh, you know what? Actually, rather than that, I also want to sort of soften these curves here. Okay. This is flower 3. Why do I have a second Blender window open? There we go. Third flower. Foliage. Alright, so to re-import that flower, we're just going to make a new folder. Import foliage again. Take flower 3 static mesh, flower 3 text. Come on. Takes that long just to save. Alright. And we're going to move them to foliage. The rest of this nonsense, delete. Delete. Flower 3, 3, 3, 3. Bam. We got flowers. Problem being, once again, the backface culling though. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. You know what? What if I just do this? Duplicate. Move it down a bit. Flip the normals. Okay, nice. Same thing here. Duplicate. Move down a tiny bit. Flip the normals. Okay. Okay. There we go. And now these three, re-import. There we go. Great, we got flowers. Wonderful. Alright, I am satisfied with my foliage created thus far. Show, turn that off, save. So, I'm going to go ahead and call it for today, and in the meantime, I'm going to look into how to do a couple things, most notably like how to try and apply some physics, like when the player walks through, do like a little bit of displacement. See if I can do that in a reasonably performant manner. I'm also gonna grind my head against trying to get the density of grass to look nice, figure out how I want to do that. I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I should be back on Thursday, so hope to see y'all then. Thanks for stopping by, chatting, watching all that. Peace out, peace out.